Alrighty, welcome ladies and gentlemen. I thought I had a little something extra there, but I guess I was wrong. Been somewhat of a week, but anyway, welcome everybody to the Racers Elite Network, where tonight we're at the Phoenix International Raceway with the dog leg, with the wonderful Racers Elite Network Xfinity Series. These drivers working on their practice laps here, getting things dialed in before they take off for qualifying. So that being said, we did have a race last week. Let's take a look at the championship point standings coming into today's racing action here. For the Xfinity Series, it's Barry Nelson with 47 points as your point leader. Tied for second, David Davis and Stephen Luttrell with 42 points apiece. Robert Richardson is in fourth with 40 points. Jonathan Stidham is fifth with 39 points. Cliff Adams is certainly in the sixth spot with 38 points. Sean Dunaway is seventh with 37 points. Aaron Markey in eighth with 36 points, tied there with him and Brandon Biddy. That was eighth and ninth. Lee Campbell is in 10th, tied with Patrick Millette for 34 points apiece. Jesse Fox is 12th with 33 points. Justin Neal is 13th with 31 points. Joshua Neal is 14th with 30 points. He's also tied with Dennis Kane for that spot. Truth Hope with 29 points is 16th after a tough break last week. Brendan Wilcox is 17th with 27 points. Brandon Massey is 18th with 26 points. We'll look back here. I'm sure there's more than that here. 19th is David Kimmons with 25 points. Eric Colehouse with 20th, 24 points. Matthew Cornell is 21st with 23 points. Andrew Teft is tied with Cody Benelli at 22 points apiece. Kirby Wainscott 24th with 21 points. Jack Kelly 25th with 20 points. Kyle Hess 26th with 18 points. Curtis Ecker 27th with 17 points. First driver out at last week's race. So big, tough break for him there, as he'll look to capitalize on that tonight here at the Phoenix International Raceway. That being said, we'll take a look at the weather here and everything going on tonight. Once again, Phoenix Raceway, according to this, Phoenix International Raceway with the open dog leg at Avondale, Arizona. A little over a mile long course, 1.01 miles. And Ron Piles bringing you guys all the action here. Mike Taylor to join us later on if he decides to. We'll see. 69 degrees ambient air temperature here, 58% humidity, clear weather, 20-mile-an-hour wind gusts could play a role here in these cars being tight or loose on the exit of these corners as they try to use up just about as much of this racetrack as they can. As you see in practice, I'm not exactly sure who that was there in the background. It's like the 86 of maybe, that's Kyle Hess. Yep. Got into the outside wall, saw the scuff there come across as he had some issues getting into that wall. Needless to say, looking at drivers here, some very nice schemes working their way around the racetrack. The 36 of Stephen Luttrell in that Toyota, making his way around. And fastest right now, believe it or not, the 98 of Andrew Teft here at Phoenix. The only Ford right now in the top 10 in final practice results. There are only four Fords in this session out of 30 potential drivers. So 26 competitors in either Chevy or Toyota. And this field, honestly, a very strong Chevy-heavy field, if you will, as they roll through the final runs of their final practice efforts here. Should have about 7 minutes left of final practice before they go into qualifying mode, and we'll bring you those lap times as they cross when we have them as this session to continue. So it gives you an idea here what they're looking forward to in this race. So it's going to be a kind of figuring out who's running what lanes to keep the National Guard 41 of Aaron Markey in the wall. You'll see the number 9 working his way to the wall. It's Brandon Massey in the ink blink number 9. So I'm running the dog leg down there. He ran it all the way down to the apron. Some of the drivers prefer that. So we'll see how this plays out for some of these drivers going forward. Is Brendan Massey going to go around? Great evasive action there by a couple other drivers to get around him. Timothy Weisbrand practicing his pit entrance. Kinsley Smith, the 15, back this week. Good to see him back in that number 15 Napa Auto Parts Chevy Camaro. Kind of puts him out of a Michael Waltrip. Lee Campbell in the Reese's number 60 car. Good looking Ford. Brandon Beatty's number 30 out there as well in final practice. Brendan Honeycutt returning here in the 13. He's a pretty strong runner in this series. Good to see him back in the Palace Chevy Camaro, number 13. Truth Hook, the double nickel AC Delco ride, back again. We're going to attempt to win again here, win a race this season tonight. Should be interesting to see how tonight's races play out. The super speedways are gone. This track takes a little more finesse in making their way around the racing surface. Thought we have a little bit of contact there. Oh, may be a painstaking track for some drivers here. They may have issues hanging onto that car as they make their way around. All right, his fastest on the racetrack still Andrew Teft. 26.96 seconds. So we go playing the national anthem here, and we'll get opening ceremonies underway at the Phoenix National Raceway. We'll be back with you live here momentarily after the playing of the national anthem. So please rise, remove your hats, push your hands over your hearts. We honor our nation's colors with the playing of the Star Spangled Banner. We're back here live. Just a minute here to spare as drivers trying to get their final laps in. As Mr. Mike Taylor is going to join me here in the broadcast booth. As opening ceremony is already complete, and we are working on making our way to a qualifying effort here. So welcome Mike to the booth, and hopefully he's had a great week as we rejoin here with the Races Elite Network at the Xfinity, well, with the Xfinity series at the Phoenix International Raceway.
Yes, good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Ron, how are you doing, good friend?
Oh, there's, it's one of those things where we've been better, we've been worse, and we are making it in this wonderful world that we call life, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually just dealing with that. That's why I'm running just a few moments late here. Just trying to finish up dinner, and now I'm ready for some awesome racing here at Phoenix.
Heck yeah, as we're going to go right into qualifying here as practice ended. So we'll see who the first few drivers are to make their way to the racetrack and what kind of lap times we're going to see here tonight. And it's going to be interesting as the man, the myth, the legend, the guy here in charge of the HMFIC, if you will, was the fastest in practice, but I don't know how he came to that. So we'll have to see if he can knock that off in qualifying as well.
I am loading up into the session right now, so.
2 Yeah, we're just waiting on some drivers to take the racetrack. Looks like we got a few takers here. And we got a pretty strong field of it was like 26 to 29 cars. So should be a good night of racing. And that's a lot for Phoenix.
That is absolutely a lot for Phoenix. So we're definitely going to see some really good side-by-side racing today as these drivers will take to the track. But, unfortunately, with iRacing, though, it can be one of those caution-filled, or it's going to be very, very long green flag racing. And so I'm really hoping to see the latter in that one, as this circuit here will definitely produce some really good racing, especially under the lights.
Yeah, first lap time coming on the board, I believe, was a 27.314 by Brandon Massey. So there's still a little bit of room to improve on that, especially through a lot of the skill that we have in the field here with Kyle Hess 27.348 and Dennis Kane post third quick 27.445. And those are going to jumble here in a moment because Brendan Biddy just posted a 30.191 and a few other drivers to go. Dennis Kane actually went in 27.326 second quick. Kyle Hess third, Cliff Adams fourth. Timothy Weisbrink goes third, 27.787. Quick time for Cliff Adams in the 80 with a 27.147. So we'll see. Still But, you know, a few drivers click in some times, and there's some really good names that have not put a lap time in yet.
It's definitely just going to be a matter of time before we get some of these bigger, faster names out here to start making some qualifying runs. So definitely, gotta wait to find out who's going to come out on track and who's going to decide to start in the back.
Yeah, you got quick time there. Timothy Weisberg put in a 27.071. That is quick time here so far. But still a lot of good drivers here yet to potentially knock that off. As Cliff Adams goes second, quick better on his next lap, 27.147. And I'm seeing some names here. And like you said, it's not uncommon to see some of these guys that opt to go to the tail of the field on the initial start and try to let some of this sort itself out.
Yeah, as we see a couple names start popping up on top of the leaderboard here. Timothy Eisburn, he's brought his number 92 Hershey's machine up to the top. I'm surprised one driver that I'm not seeing out on track right now is going to be that number 01 of Sean Dunaway. He usually comes out to make a qualifying attempt, but so far it looks like he's not electing to do so. And Andrew Teft in that number 98, he's not out on track yet, but he always is one of those last minute drivers to come out and try to put down a lap.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if they're waiting, if they aren't quite at the track temperature that they want yet. And they're trying to see if they can get it close before they make a qualifying effort.
Yeah, absolutely. As Curtis Ecker, he just puts down his fastest lap of a 27.55. A really good lap time there for Curtis.
Yeah, Matthew Cornell loaded down lap time 27.408. That's 11th quick right now as they stand. It's like next lap time going to be posted by the 31 of Matthew Cornell. This time by for him. We'll see if it's faster, and it doesn't appear to be. That lap a little bit slower for Cornell, 28.052. So his 27.408 will stand. It's like Sean Dunaway going to come to the racetrack now, so he'll look to put down a lap time for qualifying as the 52 now on the racetrack, and the 52 being David Kimmons. So it's another good driver. There's Cody Benelli, and the 19 goes third quick and on his run, 27.210. A few drivers coming to the racetrack now.
David Kimmons is out now. David Davis in that 777 machine, he's now out here on track as well. I'm gonna put down. I expect to see a really good lap time out of Davis, as he comes down the back straightaway, heading down into turn number 3. I do want to apologize now, but I will tend to get my corners all mixed up because I'm so used to calling turn 3, turn 1, and vice versa. So if I do that, I do apologize.
And for you, David Davis, 27.641. And it looks like Sean Dunaway, 27.797. Aaron Marquis, 27.643. Those are their first laps. Lee Campbell, 27.537. Well, those lap times. So they should be coming back around for another lap now. We'll see if everybody can score a new personal best. 27.394. Lee Campbell puts in a 27.057. New quick time for the number 60. Goes to the top of the charts. We'll see if that is going to stand.
That is a wicked time right there out of that number 60 machine.
You know, I know they're using the open dog leg here, but I think he flowed down the dog leg like a dog taking a leak.
Hey, you know what?
It was smooth.
All fine and dandy. All fine and dandy as long as he doesn't get it sideways, and it worked out for him in his favor. As Andrew Teft, he will bring it up to that 6th spot with a 27.205 as we are now here in the closing laps of this event, or out of qualifying.
So about a little over 3 minutes left of qualifying, and a few drivers put some lap times down here. We'll see if we can I won't say beat the champ. It's race 2, so we'll see. Andrew Tuff going to go third, quick with a qualifying effort, 27-121. First time he crosses the stripe there. We'll see if he can better a second lap. Is so 38. I think the end of his run was there, so 38 put his effort in. Jack Kelly. So we'll see here. The 13 going to cross the line now. Pretty slowly there. Slap Brandon Honeycutt in the 13. Currently sitting P13 with a 27.298. A little interesting fact there. And I think Andrew Tuff took his car pit side and is going to settle on that lap time that he ran there for his qualifying effort. As Patrick Millette, fourth quick with a 27.137 in that number 18 Chevy Camaro.
Yeah, just looking at this leaderboard, man, oh man, what an absolute battle this is going to be all day long. You know, all these lap times are really, really close. So everybody's in for a good treat tonight, you know, here at Phoenix. So just get ready, everybody. It's going to be a ton of fun here tonight.
Yeah, Phoenix is always a fun one to race. You gotta watch your entries and your exits and your push to the center. And the way that these drivers, there's different styles to handle these cars and getting through the corners, and they're absolutely going to use every single centimeter of this racetrack. As we saw a little bit there in final practice, a couple of drivers pushing the car off the corner and they're eating up the right front, trying to turn the car with the right rear. It's either run the bottom and hold the car down, come in late and drive the car off down to the bottom and try to get an apex run. And you're going to run all the way to the wall. So it's going to be very, very tight. And especially the worst part of Phoenix, and I try to avoid it sometimes, but you lose so much ground avoiding this. If you do not get down on the dog leg and hit the apron and upset the car, you might not really have a chance at this race today.
Yeah, definitely. That you know, transition is going to be very, very vital to a lot of these drivers. And it can either make your race or, like you said, it very well could end your race too. So, you know, me personally, I don't like driving down there and attempting the transition because I always tend to screw it up somehow. So me personally, I don't dive down there unless if I absolutely 100% have to.
Right on, yeah, I understand that too. And from the times of hitting the apron, getting on the dog leg, loosens the car up, or if you hit it wrong, the car will push, and you got to be able to have that room to maneuver and be able to keep your momentum as well at the same time. And it's a very tricky skill and something that's without multiple laps is hard to master, but it can be done, and we're gonna see and be shown that it can be done here today with the Racers Elite Network, the Xfinity Series at the Phoenix International Raceway. As your starting grid coming to you live here, as we'll see our front row is going to be Lee Campbell in the full send esports number 60. His outside. Timothy Weisberg in the 92 will start second. Inside of our number 2, Chicken Coop Racing's number 98 is Andrew Tuff. Starting position number 4 is the 18 of Patrick Millette. Inside of our number 3, Vortex Motorsports, number 80 of Cliff Adams. To his outside in position number 6, the 41 of Aaron Markeel starts 6th. Starting inside of number 4 in the 7th spot, 8K Motorsports, 36 of Stephen Luttrell. Starting outside of number 4 is the 19 of Cody Manelli. Inside of row number 5 is Wahiki Esports number 9. That's Brandon Massey. Starting P10, Midwest Motorsports number 82, Joshua Neal will round off the 10th spot. Inside of row number 6 now, the 86 High, Wide, and Handsome Motorsports, Kyle Hess will start 11th. The 28 of Barry Nelson will start P12. Rolling back now to position number 13, inside of number 7, Misfits Racing's 55, the Double Nick Woods Truth Hogue. Starting to his outside, Driving Extreme Inc.'s 13, Brandon Honeycutt will start 14th. Inside of row number 8, Night Owl, CCR, BHTL, or number 4 of Dennis Kane. Apologies if that's messed up. It's cut off. You can see it. I can see it. We are going to go blind on that one. So starting 15th, Dennis Kane. Starting to position number 8 outside. It's a 777 of David Davis will start 16th. Starting inside of row number 9 in the 17th spot. Driving Extreme Inc.'s 15 is Kinsley Smith. Starting 18th is Sean Dunaway in the 01. Rolling back inside of number 10, the 31 of Matthew Cornell is outside. Jonathan Sidham's 42 will start 20th. Inside of row number 11, Chicken Coop Racing's number 8, Curtis Ecker to his outside. Bahiki Esports 29 of Ira Colas. Starting position 23 is Biddy Family Racing's number 30 of Brandon Biddy, and to his outside, the 38 of Jack Kelly will start 24th. Let's see here, rolling back now. 25th is Chicken Coop Racing's number 10 of Kirby Wainscott. Brendan Wilcox on the 26 will start in the 26th position. Rolling back now to row 14. Robert Richardson's 49 will start 27th. Misfits Racing's 88 of Troy Thomas will start 28th. Rolling back row 15, the 79 of Justin Mill will start 29th. David Kimmons in the 52 will start 30th. That is your 30 car field, and we've got 30 cars going to go green flag racing here on the call here for the Races Elite Network, your starting grid, as they roll around the speedway and they get ready to take the green flag momentarily. Is 120 laps is the distance. The iRacing.com official racetrack pulls to the pit road, and these drivers are ready to bring it to you live here from the Phoenix International Raceway. I believe we are rolling down the front stretch now. Could be wrong. Turn 3. There you go. See? I'm doing it too, Mike.
Man, just getting to the restart or the start zone here is absolutely crazy.
They made the start zone. We are lap 1 of 120, and it is wild already. We're 3 wide, rolling through turn 1 as they get through here down into turn 2. And I think that turn 1 there's the 92's already in the wall as Weisburn was in the lead. These cold tires are not doing him any justice as we start this race.
Now, Timothy Eisburn, he is working that outside, making it work for him as he does get in front of that number 60 of Lee Campbell heading down into turn number 3. And it's going to be Eisburn to lead lap number 1 as he gets sideways in the dog leg. Timothy Eisburn will bring out the caution.
Well, that
Very unfortunate there.
I think he left some Hershey's in the seat there. More than once on lap number 1, and he's learning the hard way that the cold tires were not his friend. I'm going to back that up, take a look at the replay. That car is took a huge lick. You sit here as he goes around, just got loose. Cold tires, no bite, no grip. Led lap number 1, and an unfortunate mishap for the Timothy Weisburn, number 92 Hershey's sponsored Chevy Camaro. And, you know, he wasn't the only one to have bad luck on the opening lap, as we also had issues. The 28 machine, who is actually maybe your race leader right now. We'll have to see how that plays out. I don't believe that's true. I think Lee Campbell's your race leader. But the 28 of Barry Nelson was on the outside wall. He's got a little bit of, I can't really see the damage here, but I saw the scuff and I saw him bounce off the wall in that opening lap as they came out of the dog leg. So he's also learning that it's a little bit of cold tires not helping him out here in this one. And Weisbrand, as you saw, as we just came to call here, and he's coming to a slow stop here on pit road. That engine has expired in that number 92 car, so you better hope that that fast repair works out in his favor. He's going to need a tow to get that engine fixed. A quick old school engine replacement on that 92 is going to be necessary here today.
Definitely a very disappointing start here to Timothy Eisburn's day. You know, during the off season, getting ready for these races, we ran quite a few races here at Phoenix, and you know, Timothy Eisburn, he's just been having so much trouble getting out of turn number 2, you know, and he kept looping it on turn number 2. He kept getting out of turn 4 so beautifully every single time, but today it was turn 4 that really got him.
Yeah, it's not playing out in his favor. And if I was the number 60 Ford of Lee Campbell, I'd be a little worried right now because Hershey's just got wiped out, and he is sporting a very, very shiny and bright Reese's colored sponsored ride, and I'd be afraid that the candy manufacturers are being singled out here today at Phoenix.
Yeah, Campbell definitely needs to be watching out for that, as we will double up and get ready to do it all over again.
Yeah, we get lose, and this is another factor in having races that go along like this. You know, we ran 1 lap under green, and Bruce Osborne led that lap, and after that, it seems to be, you know, we lost four green flag laps to caution, and as we'll get back to green on lap 6, so we'll lose 5 total. But here we go. It's going to be on the 60 Lee Campbell to fire in the restart zone. as they make their way down towards turn number 3. Patrick Millette in the 18 has moved to P2, and we have a little bit of movers and shakers in this one as Curtis Ecker from 21st up to either 18th or 17th. They're swapping spots, but Robert Richardson also from 27th or 28th to 21st is ready to get back to green flag. We'll see when he fires, and it looks like we're on the restart. Green flag is back out and away they go. And very, very cautious on the loud pedal is looks like Lee Campbell is going to be the first to lead him down on that apron. Very treacherous there. But 30 cars to go down there. It's quite an interesting spree here as he rolls the inside. The 18 of Millette tries to work the outside, and that's a very dangerous place to be. But he's going to show that he can make it work. He's going to take the lead, and he is going to lead this time by as long as he can keep that car straight.
Yeah, we're about to find out how these cars are going to handle out of turn number 4 this time by. So far, everybody's looking nice and clean as they come through the dog leg now. Going about, wait, caution's out.
Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my head around this one. I'm not sure where it's at.
The 8 car of Curtis Ecker.
Showing the 8 of Curtis Ecker. Let's see. Where'd he go to? Not able to find him here. With the replay, we're trying to find out exactly what was going on there.
Entering turn 3.
Let's try this. We'll go from the restart. We should have a little bit of time there. We got eyes on the green number 8 here. Family Traditions RV Rentals. There's the green flag, so a couple turns there. It looks like let's say he blinked really bad on my end on the restart. See if we got him for the incident. If not, that might be why it triggered it. So I'm entering 3 here. And yeah, I lost him when he spun. But yeah, it's a self spin on the 8. Appears.
So I actually have the whole view of it. Heading down into turn number 3. He came down just a little bit, and I believe it was that number 49 drifted up just a little bit, and then they kind of met in the middle of the track, just trying to make up, taking up the real estate.
4. A little bit of disagreement of space. So like that, just like that, we're losing more laps, green flag laps here. We are now going to begin lap 10. Just a few laps, less than a handful of laps of green flag as the field makes their way down to turn number 3. As we get ready for this restart, Patrick Millette, Lee Campbell lead us down once again. And Millette is kind of stepping it out, trying to make Lee Campbell pick it up a little bit on number 60 Ford. Green flag is out, and away they go once again. And the 18 big jump there. I do not think. Trying to see here. I don't know how. Maybe he chose the outside for the restart.
Yes, he did.
Okay. And I didn't see a penalty get issued, so I imagine he was the race leader at the time. iRacing is very big on that restart zone gap, and I didn't want to call it wrong, you know, with how from what we've seen versus how it's actually played out. And look who's coming. The Andrew Tuck 98 Ford is making. Oh, and the caution is out once again, and this one.
88.
It's just a flagged event here now. Look at the 88 of Troy Thomas, the Nitrous Cowboy. Fighting issues. I need to look at some stuff here as far as cars and stuff that I got on the racetrack. after he backed into the wall. What you got on the call on that one, Mike?
I'm sorry, come back.
So what you got on the call on that one? The cause for the damage to the 88 Mountain Dew Chevy sponsored ride.
Yeah, definitely a very interesting situation as as they dove down here into turn 3. I don't think the 88 realized that he was running 3 wide, so I think his plan was to to pinch that car on the inside, but like I said, I don't think he realized that he was actually about to go 3 wide, and there was not much that the 52 can do.
And unfortunately, the 88 and the 52 involved in this. And the third, David Kimmons, the other driver. They're not doing any justice for Team Chevy today, are they?
Yeah, so far, no.
So it's about 13 of 120 here.
Yep, and just like that, Timothy Eisburn, he will get the wave around for your lucky dog, and he will get himself back on the lead lap here at Phoenix.
Like, yeah, that's good news for him. Now he's gonna continue to keep the car clean, and he'll be able to make his way battle back towards the front of the field. Let's see here.
Pace truck is off here once again, and we're getting ready to go back green flag racing as these drivers make their way down the back straightaway and head down into turn number 3 to get the green flag here.
Once again, Patrick Millett picking the outside lane in that number 18 Chevrolet. We'll see if he can continue to get the run. It looks like he's going to get that run to the outside once again. Here goes the 60. Going to try that move to the inside. Cut the dog leg here. Usually doing that, you can come about even. But, man, Millett's got that outside figured out on his restarts. He is getting a lot of momentum and a great run. Here comes the challenge from the 36 of Stephen Luttrell and the Toyota. Chevy, Ford, and Toyota, your top 3.
I was watching that number 15 machine of Kensley Smith coming through turns 1 and 2. He was all the way down on the apron coming through that corner.
Yeah, the apron can be very, very rewarding, but not all the time. It's one you gotta watch here, and you never know exactly what you're gonna find.
Yeah, absolutely. As these drivers are starting to make some really good pace or get into a rhythm. As we have Cliff Adams up here in that number 36 machine starting to make his way towards the front.
Yeah, a lot of drivers trying to make their way forward. Brandon Biddy went from 23rd. He's now 12th. He's up 11 spots. That is our biggest mover thus far in this event so far. Kensley Smith, like you said, he's started back in about the 17th position. He's currently running in 8th.
Yeah, we just had 2 drivers get into the inside wall on the front straightaway in the dog leg. The number 26 of Brandon Wilcox and Jonathan Stidham both hard into the inside wall, but we will stay green flag racing.
Yeah, it's staying green so far. So so we spoke a little too soon. Is
38 of Jack Kelly is backwards over in turn 2.
take a look here and see if I have anything on that. If not, we will be working to correct that here. We'll see. Jack Kelly, let's go with this one. And that was a quick twister. I don't know. I got him when he started to lose it.
Oh,
It's a big hit on that.
Hayworth.
You get the 92 tangled up in another one, so unfortunately, another incident for him.
Yeah, it just looks like the 92 was going to try to come back on track, but he didn't realize that they were 4 wide on the back straightaway. And unfortunately, as you guys see there, the 92 in that Hershey Chevrolet blew an engine in this one, and that will probably put an end to his day.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Seemed like he was going to have a good ride here. Let's see.
Taking a look here, a lot of drivers are coming down pit road. Andrew Taft, Aaron Marquise, Barry Nelson's down, Dennis Kane, Wilcox, Hoke, Eckert, Thomas. A lot of these drivers now coming down pit road, get possibly some fresh tires.
Yeah, some fresh tires, something to help hold these cars down through the center of the corners in order to get things rolling later in the event. Once again, we go back to cold tires. So you have to watch exactly how they manipulate the way they return to the green flag before it, makes them or breaks them here, especially at Phoenix.
Yeah, I just did get word that Timothy Eisburn has brought his car onto the hauler, and they will head home.
10-4. That's very unfortunate for him, and his night comes to an end here. Not the way anybody wants it to end, and unfortunately for him, it's not did not go as planned. So we're ready to get back to green flag here. Patrick Millett, Lee Campbell will lead us down once again. And we'll work on that replay issue here momentarily once if we get another caution. We'll see. It's been a little riddled here as we get back to green on lap 21. Make that, lap 22. Is swallowed down some pizza earlier and it's trying to talk back right now. But the 18 of Millett back out front. And that Ghost Tequila sponsored Chevy Camaro working his way down and see. Man, I'll tell you what. With 30 cars, it's hard for somebody not to touch that wall when they come off a turn 2.
Yep, Barry Nelson will bring it around over in turn number 2. So he's sitting down on the back straightaway trying to get the car refired.
See if the 28 machine turn back around there. Let's see. See if we can get a little bit of this caution stuff figured out here in a moment. We'll look at the setting.
Yeah, take your time. Lee Campbell in that number 60 machine, he is coming down pit road now. So he's going to come in and get his first set of tires for the evening. And go ahead and top off on fuel as well. We do have some drivers coming back down pit road as well. Jonathan Stidham, Barry Nelson, Kirby Wayne Scott, Robert Richardson, and David Kimmons all down on pit road getting service on their race vehicles.
A lot of drivers coming in to get that service, and they want to try to get things taken care of and better their cars for their long run here as they get rolling. Um, there's one of the issues. There we go. That should help. It seemed that it had certain cars turned off, so we should be able to see a little bit of everything. Now, I should have looked at that earlier. Usually, you probably have to set that for every class car that I broadcast for. But we'll get it taken
Don't
care
you
of.
love how when we do our rundown right before the broadcast, okay, this is working, that's working, and you start doing it in the broadcast, and it's like, okay, I know you were just working.
Yep. And it's just one of those things. It's if iRacing can find a way to make your life a living havoc when you're trying to make things nice and easy for everybody, it'll change it in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, so I found this network through a close friend of mine, and I run my own company over on YouTube here on YouTube as well, and I always say that it's never a uh, company a company broadcast without some sort of issue, and I stand by that to every single race that I broadcast.
You got that right. And it doesn't matter if it's your side, their side, or some third party in between. Something always, plague us. But we've as soon as you think you've fixed everything, something will show up.
Oh, absolutely! As we're getting ready to go back green flag racing here, and Patrick Millett, he's going to bring the field to the green flag.
And back to green we go. And Millett with that great strong outside run. He keeps choosing the outside lane. And it makes me wonder how much longer those tires are going to last on that run on the outside. As the field coming back to green, everybody rushes down in through the turn by the Xfinity banners. Is now going to roll through turn 2. Down the back straightaway towards, contact looked like the 13. Going to get on the outside wall. Brandon Honeycutt in the Powell's sponsored ride.
Oh, we have trouble here over in turn number 3 once again. Curtis Ecker is around. Andrew Teft, he's back around as well. And I think I saw a couple others around back there as well.
Yeah, that helped. The 38 got in there a little hot, got into the 55 of Truth Hoke, and that got the 98 turned around. So there was a lot of attrition in that one that led to some drivers getting turned around. I don't believe there was a lot of heavy damage taken by anybody, but that was one heck of a run there. It looks like Curtis Ecker still got a lot of damage to the left rear quarter panel at number 8 as well.
Yep, I am taking a look here. They were heading down into turn number 3, and the 38 misses. Braking point came up into the side of Hoke, and that sent both Hoke and Andrew Teft around. And then the 8 was along for the ride right behind them. Not exactly sure what happened to him. He got turned off the bumper of the 60 car. So unfortunate, situations there. And Truth Hoke not very happy in that number 55 as I saw him stick his middle finger out the window.
Yeah, he's kind of letting that one air out, so to speak. So not a lot of take on the pit stops this time, and we still got a few drivers that have yet to come to pit road. So I'm imagining those individuals are still planning to hit their normal fuel window. So for those that tune in here on regular Tuesday nights, I also want to make you aware that they have a special charity race coming up on November 9th. We've got the Trucks at Auto Club, and that race coming up is going to be an interesting one. That's Mission22.org sponsored. They'll be taking donations and stuff for that. It is called the Hunter Lopez Memorial Foundation and Mission 22 charity race, and we will be here on Sunday morning with that as well. I'll be on the call with 2 other announcers We'll have the stream live, and we look forward to everybody tuning in for that. Will be a great time. We'll be posting QR codes for donations and stuff. So those of you at home that want to make a difference with the memorial race will be able to do so as well.
I am absolutely looking forward to that as we go back green flag racing. Patrick Millett once again gets a really good strong start there in that number 18 machine. But here comes Kensley Smith in that Napa Auto Parts number 15 machine, taking it to the inside of Stephen Luttrell now. But Stephen Luttrell, he is holding strong on the outside as they exit turn number 2. Very good strong there run there for Stephen Luttrell.
Yeah, really gutsy move to try to go to the outside with or keep it to the outside of the 15 of Smith. Tried the inside. He's going to give up that spot to Cliff Adams in the 80 now as they go back and put the position down through the open dog leg, which is what I was talking about with the momentum and keeping the car up to speed instead of getting it upset there. You see the track bar of these cars very, very, very low and barely off the ground.
Yeah, these cars definitely on that transition, they do take a beating. So I don't know if they reinforce the splitters for this race, but you know, after hitting that, 120 different times, I think that's going to be a lot of wear and tear.
Yeah, most definitely keeping those cars off the ground. They're definitely at least going to put some sort of wear on the bottom. It may change the aerodynamics of the cars as they get through the corners, and that was a very big move there. It looked like, I think, trying to see who kind of hanging out there on the inside. It looks like the 0-1 of Sean Dunaway barely had a near miss there. Somebody bounced off the wall and came right back down towards him. He had just shifted enough, I think, to avoid being wiped out or being part of somebody else's car there momentarily as he's battling now with Cody Benelli to the outside. Benelli looking to go forward here into the top 5, but he is hanging out in the 6th spot with Sean Dunaway in 7th. Brandon Biddy in the number 30 Ford is currently still moving forward, is up 15 spots at the start of this race.
Yeah, Cody Benelli is the one that bounced off the wall there out of turn number 2. And it doesn't seem like that bounce off the wall affected him at all, as he's still running side by side here with Sean Dunaway out of turn number 2 now. Dunaway, he will get in front, and now on the attack is going to be Brandon Biddy in that number 30 machine on the back bumper of that number 19, Cody Benelli.
Yeah, things have been quite interesting so far in this one. That 35 of 120, still 86 laps remain. As we go through this one, as Timothy Weisbrand has been hanging out here with us in the pits. So not sure if he's going to wait it out or call it completely. It says he's out, but it depends on how bad the damage is on that car, whether his crew chief will let him bring it back out. Even if at least we call it on the trailer, but he could await the repairs since he used up that fast repair already in this one.
Yeah, definitely with a lot of the incidents that we've already had. It does surprise me that some of these drivers have already had to use up their fast repairs. So now these guys really have to tiptoe and make sure that they're all behaving as these laps continue to tick on down.
A ways to go. You got 84 laps remain. Patrick Millett, your race leader. However, he may be out front, but that does not mean he has the fastest lap of the race. Look to see a new overall best, Stephen Luttrell, 27.498. That was lap 33, so just 4 laps ago. Stephen Luttrell, who is currently running in position number, where does Stephen even go? In 2nd, in that 36. Currently has the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, Stephen Luttrell is always wicked fast in that number 36 machine. So whenever he's out here, you can never count him out of the running, as he's also very strong, just like that 15 of Kensley Smith and Cliff Adams in the 80 back there. These 3 are some of the fastest drivers here in Racers Elite. So being able to hang up tight with them, these guys are doing a phenomenal job.
There's a lot of different strategies and finesse points that are taking place, working their way around this racetrack. Yeah, you see a lot of drivers. There's a lot of left and car in the outside wall, like the 26 car. May have been Brendan Wilcox got into the wall, but he was able to keep going. So aerodynamics of kind of a big deal at Phoenix. More like trying to keep the right front tire out of the right front fender.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the biggest things. You know, you with these cars, you want to be able to have that right rear fender working in your favor because it helps keep the car straight. You know, going through these corners, and the more you dent it in, the looser that the air is just going to make your car. So you definitely don't want to bounce off the walls too many times, as we've seen quite a few drivers do already.
Yeah, monitoring the YouTube chat here as well. Want to thank Beta Orianas TV, if I said that right, and Cody Benelli and William Luttrell. Thank you guys for tuning in, as well as all the other 21 viewers that maybe it's 20 since I'm watching the YouTube stream. So want to thank you all for tuning in and hanging out with us, the Racers Elite Network, the house that Andrew Tuft has built. Hopefully he don't kick me in the hind end for saying that later, but he is a builder and a maintainer, and he's definitely shown what Racers Elite Network is all about, and all these drivers, I thank them for coming out and putting on the fantastic show week in and week out that they do. Yeah, we had a few cautions, everybody trying to get settled in, but 30 drivers, it's kind of hard to not have a caution. His first few laps is, hang on, let's do a little finesse. Oh, big hit there for the 777. This is David Davis, I believe.
The 88 was on top of another car there. I was actually getting ready to say that Andrew Teft is starting to make his way from the back to the front. He's worked his way all the way up here to the ninth spot, and then we just saw all that carnage take place.
Yeah, David Davis drove down on, cut the nose of the 82. The 82 tried to straighten him out, but the 88 and the 4 of Dennis Kane, I believe, was the other one. Is we're going to see a hood flop out on the racetrack. Unfortunately, those drivers all tangled up in this incident here. Hard contact there.
Yeah, quite a few good cars taken out in this one.
The 30 was already in the outside wall prior to that. And yeah, the 88 was on the hood of the 4 car, and the 4 of Dennis Kane is going to lose his hood. You'll see him driving away without it here. That not going to help out too much on getting this car around this racetrack. Maybe a faster pair. We'll see if the track safety crew gets down there and get his hood and return it to his team so they can remount that and potentially use some 100-mile-an-hour tape and a little bit of bubble gum and hold that thing together for the rest of this event.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm taking a look at this thing slow motion. The 4 car hit the back of the 88 at the same time that the 88 hit the back of that 777 machine, and it caused the 777 and the 88 both to go up in the air, and it did cause that 88 machine to come on top of that 4 car.
Quite a tough incident. This goes to show the fast speeds that they carry here as the 4 does return to the racing surface. Track safety crew doing a fantastic job getting the hood back to the pit crew, and they've already got that thing reattached, and he's ready to go. And to be honest, couldn't even tell it happened. So maybe a spare hood in the number 4's pit stall there. Maybe a crash cart, able to get that hood repaired and back out there. So hopefully we'll see performance-wise that he's able to continue with a great run. As speaking of Andrew Tuft, the number 98 Ford, now your race leader.
Yeah, taking a look here. Yeah, Andrew Tuft, he's out there now as your race leader. Ira Kohlhaas in that number 29 machine, he's been very strong, slowly sneaking his way up here to the top. And now he's going to be up here that 20 spot, or I'm sorry, that second spot after climbing 20 spots. And so he's going to be another one that you want to watch here.
There's still a long way to go yet. Still not quite halfway. We've got a double file restart coming up. They got the 1 degree, and the iRacing.com for Space Truck is in. We'll make sure that we are live here. I don't want to be behind as They're going to come down nice, even restart compared to the ones we've seen with the 18 on the outside. He's going to have to settle for an inside row restart. You'll see him burping the throttle here, trying to time when the 98's going to go. When will Andrew Tuff bring us to green? How about now? Green flag shall return on the 98. There it is. Middle of the dog leg. Away they go.
Yeah, Andrew Teft and Patrick Millett both off to a really good start this time. And Millett, he's going to try to attack Teft on that outside in that number 18 machine. He is very, very strong as he will drive around Teft on the outside of turns number 1 and 2. What an incredible run for that number 18 machine.
These drivers, they don't give up. They run all the way down to the wire from green flag to checkered, and they will do anything that takes in their power to make sure that they are in position to maybe get a win here, as long as they're in the right spot to make the right moves at the right time. With the green flag down, Stephen Luttrell still got the fastest lap time of the race. We'll see if I can dog that down. As Patrick Millett looks to take the momentum side back to the race lead.
Yep, Kensley Smith has made his way around Andrew Teft as well as Stephen Luttrell as they head dive into the dog leg.
Riding on board right now, gyro cam with Kinsley Smith. You can hear him picking up and putting down the throttle here as he raises and lifts. It's just as he presses and lifts on that throttle pedal as he tries to stay smooth here. You can hear the engine RPMs. Kind of get an idea of the RPM gauge there in the center, right behind the steering wheel, as they roll it down through to the brake markers. He pushes real hard. Man, that was he got a lot of rotation. So that car was really laying rubber there through the center of the corner. And he's getting into this corner. It's really scrubbing the tires and the speed off through entry.
Yeah, definitely holding your momentum through these corners is definitely key. But you also don't want to, hold too much momentum as, this track will eat up your tires real quick if you're not careful.
Yeah, we're watching. If you watch his hands and watch the steering wheel here at Kinsley Smith, so he comes off the corners, you'll see him. He's actually having to counter steer a little bit to keep this car straight. As he's okay a little bit there through the dog leg, but if you watch entry here, he's trying to also run down the race leader Millett as he gets in there. And I feel like he's sliding the car into the corner, and it seemed like it was rotating coming down the racetrack. But he's going to slide a little bit. You'll see him counter steer. He kind of wiggled the wheel back to the right. That car is definitely loose coming off the corner.
Yeah, definitely. With it being such a cool track, your tires will grip a little bit, but as that tire wear feeds away, that's probably what's going to cause a lot of those looseness feelings for a lot of these drivers, especially our fast ones like Winston Smith.
Yeah, we're watching your front three drivers now from the fourth place driver, Brandon Honeycutt, as he gets a little bit loose there off the corner. It's not quite going to work out as Kinsley Smith now has the fastest lap of the race, 27.152, came on lap 52 last time around. And tell you what, that flag stand coming off the corner. Smith now going to take the race lead. You've seen it out of the windshield of the number 13 of Brandon Honeycutt. So great battle for the race lead. Three cars duking it out now as the 18 Millett goes back to the high side. It's what he knows. He likes that momentum, but Kinsley Smith looking strong on the inside as Millett takes the race lead. We'll see how long he can hang on to here. Looks like Smith going to battle back to the inside.
Yeah, it's still side by side. Kensley Smith will finally clear Millett as Stephen Luttrell, he's now going to try to attack on the inside of Millett to take over that second spot. Unable to make it happen as they dive down here into turn number 3 and 4. Millett still hanging strong on the outside there, not allowing Smith to do a complete pass as they now will dive down into turn number 3. And right back into the action is Stephen Luttrell in that number 36 machine, as these guys will take 3 different lines through the dogleg back over to turn number 3, looking to go 3 wide.
Yeah, these guys putting on one heck of a show here. It's that 3-car battle for the race lead's been interesting. There's a lot of different maneuvers being taken to try to take into that position. We got them on the blimp cam now. That action is very hot for the top 3. It's a lot of A lot of action throughout the field, a lot of passes being made. This racetrack definitely being very racy here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a phenomenal race, especially for these drivers out front, putting on one heck of a show for us as we continue to march around this speedway. Right now, it's in the hands of Kensley Smith, but Patrick Millett is still right behind, not going to give him any much room here.
You know, battle for the race lead. You don't want to leave the leader too much room. They will run away with this thing in a hurry. You want to try to keep some pressure there, but you do not want to use up your own equipment trying to keep them out front.
Yeah, that's definitely something that you want to be careful of as these drivers continue to tick away these laps. And one man that is really good at being really fast but saving those tires is that number 15 of Kensley Smith.
Yeah, Smith very, contact between him and the 18 of Millett. Going to get on the outside wall a little bit, staying green. The 36 of the trail going to capitalize.
Oh, what a crazy maneuver there as Stephen Luttrell, he will make his way to the top. And now we got Brandon Honeycutt in that number 13 machine, now attacking on the inside of Millett.
He had opened the door there. A couple of drivers pounced on it. Stephen Luttrell, patience is the key here. The top 10 has 8 Chevys, a Ford, and a Toyota in it. Right now it's Toyota out front with the 36 of Stephen Luttrell.
Yeah, don't count out those 3 drivers just yet, as they will retake over that second and third position. And Brandon Honeycutt, he's going to start making his way back to the front, closing here on the race leaders as well. So, I mean, we just got to give it just a couple moment here as we see that number 13, Brandon Honeycutt, trying to attack once again on that number 18 machine.
Yeah, it's still early in this race here. We're on lap 61 of 120, halfway, so to speak, as the drivers make their way around. And that there could be the move of the race, but it is still too early to call. That could be the one that wins the race. We'll see. As Stephen Luttrell out front, he isn't posted the fastest lap, but right now he still has a small gap between him and Kensley Smith. The Smith now trying to regain the ground that was lost during that little incident.
Definitely, you know, and now with Millett and Smith both really fighting hard for that second spot, that will allow that number 36 machine to start to pull away. So that's something that won't surprise me either if, you know, we continue to watch Smith and Millett battle to see that leader of Luttrell, you know, pull way out in front here as they now will run side by side out of turn 2.
Yeah, it's been interesting watching these drivers come through this event from caution flags, green flags, and 38 keeps bouncing, bounce off the wall, and it says checkmate 78 checkmate 74 on YouTube says it looks like 38 bounced off the inside wall and threw him into the other car, which then he may have. It's interesting to watch how they continue to handle the course and the adversity that comes their way. As Kensley Smith still trying to run down Stephen Luttrell. Luttrell looks to be stepping it out, so maybe be a little careful there, not to use up all that fresh rubber. Is the car kind of working in his favor right now?
I just got word that Curtis Ecker in that number 8 machine has taken his car into the garage area. Just at this moment, we're not sure if they're going to load it up or not.
Thanks for the garage area report. Unfortunate news there for the number 8 of Curtis Ecker. So we'll see if he returns.
As we're watching this battle here for a second, look who is back there in that number 5th spot, that number 01 of Sean Dunaway in that Hello Kitty Chevrolet. He's been super fast a good majority of the races, as he is now going to wait patiently and tack at the right time to make his way up into 3rd here.
Yeah, we're getting to the point now we got drivers all over this racetrack kind of hard to keep up with them all. We're doing the best that we can as they make their way around. Thought Millette there came all the way out to the outside wall, came down just a little bit as Honeycutt came up the racetrack. Thought maybe they're going to have a meeting of the minds and meet in the middle and chaos unfold between the two, but they were able to keep it clean, keep it green, and away we go. The Ghost Tequila number 38 or 18, excuse me, Millette continuing to hang on to that third spot. Brandon Honeycutt settles for fourth in the Palace sponsor Chevy Camaro, and Sean Dunaway hanging on to that top five. Cliff Adams is right there as well in that number 80 machine, and he's just awaiting the proper time with the patience to pounce on that position.
Yeah, it definitely has. He's now gained some time away from that number 13 of Brandon Honeycutt. As we see that 01 machine, he's starting to make his way around Honeycutt now, and he'll work his way up into the fourth spot. And now he will focus on that number 18 of Millet. But Millet is now going to be putting a lot of pressure here on Kensley for that second spot.
Yeah, second spot battle going to heat up here momentarily. As I say, Truth Oak, we haven't talked about a whole lot. He's kind of making his way up through the field slowly. He moved up 3 spots. Didn't take the massive gain like Kinsley Smith from 17th to the second, or Sean Dunaway from, 14 spots from 18th to 4th.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be a matter of time before we get more of these drivers back out front here. But definitely don't count them out yet, as you see Millet trying to sneak his way up to the outside there of Smith through these corners. He's not running the same line now. Oh, as he will dive down to the inside now of Kensley Smith here in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, he poked the nose in there a little bit. Was not able to make the pass. He'll try to do it again here momentarily. I'd imagine lap 71 of 120, 50 laps remain here as he gets. Oh, he can get the bumper to the 15. He can do the push to pass, and it did not work out. It looked like he actually got on the binder, slowed the car down, broke momentum. He wants to do it clean. He doesn't want to wreck anybody to make up spots, and he's going to watch not to damage the nose of that car. It's going to push the 15 of Smith to the outside wall. He'll make contact with the safer barriers. They roll now down to the start-finish line. It's like the 15 of Smith going to hang on to that spot. We'll see if the 18 can work his way around them.
That is one of the absolute things that I love about this series is how much respect a lot of these drivers have. If they make contact, with the person in front of them and that person's going to be able to save it, they will back out and allow them to regain and then try it again. And that's just the great sportsmanship that I love seeing out here on the racetrack. And this series is absolutely phenomenal with it.
Yeah, it's great sportsmanship. It says a lot about the character of these drivers, and on top of it, it builds their skill that they're able to come back to it and do it cleanly, and be able to make that pass. It shows, like you said, respect, and it'll also bring courtesy around as well. And these drivers, it's something that happens on accident, and yeah, it's frustrating, but the way that they race each other and how clean it is, it's a little more understanding and a little more of a calmer aspect of things when stuff happens if you're that much more respectful.
Definitely, it is just an absolute awesome thing that we see out of these drivers. Like, at times I don't even know what to say about it because it's just like always all dropping when I see it happen.
Yeah, most definitely is the 18 pushing the limits. Tires may be leaving the 18 behind as the 0-1 of Sean Dunaway moves to the inside of the 18. We'll see if he's able to complete the pass here. The 18 pushing, leaning on the outside, hoping for that little bit of a run to come back, and it seems that his tires have faded as Kinsley Smith comes to pit road in the 15. Looks to be time for pit stops here, at least the 15 of Kinsley Smith now going to try to set up his fuel window for the end of this event. 44 laps away.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be very interesting, as I did also get word that Curtis Ecker, he did load his car up onto the machine, and they're going to be heading home as well. So definitely a disappointing day here for Curtis Ecker in that number 8 machine, as we continue to see a couple more drivers start making their way here down pit road.
Yeah, it's a shame to see Ecker go to the wayside here tonight, as well as quite a few others. We'll see how the rest of this event plays out for everybody as we move forward with everybody doing pit stops and getting settled in for the end of this. As we've been on quite the stretch here, we'll hope to continue that out.
Yeah, a lot of these drivers are starting to make their way down pit road as your race leaders are starting to work around that number 52 of David Kimmons. Um, you know, with this track, you got to be careful when you make that pit stop and come out. Because when a lot of drivers, when they try to get out of turn two on these cold tires, the back end will just slip and slide all over you, and the caution will come out during the pit cycle. So that's something that these drivers will need to keep in mind. So, you know, and also with that being said, how long will you wait to come down to get tires, knowing that Kensley Smith has already made his pit stop and he will be at least 2 seconds quicker than you?
Well, don't worry about that. Me, myself, and I know that I am not the best racer in the sim, and I will do my best if I can hang with them for a little bit. But I'm certain I'm going to wear my tires out and watch them drive away into the, well, in this case tonight, the moonlight.
Oh, absolutely. As we see that 0-1 working on the inside now with Millet, as this run continues to drag on, as they will go three wide out of turn number four with the lap down car of I believe that's the 81 or 82 there of Joshua Neal. That right there just shows like how much uh, these tires really mean, as he was able to just drive right through the middle of these two competitors. Now that we're coming down to the end of this, tire or fuel run, are you going to push just a little bit harder if you were saving tires? Or are you still going to just try to continue to save tires here?
At this point, you still kind of want to conserve, but I honestly feel I'd probably push it, knowing that I have a pit stop coming up. I'd probably try to get as much as I can out of them before I take them off.
Yeah, that's fair.
Usually,
I like that.
this is a good standpoint. The first run that I make, I run as hard as I can to get an idea how aggressive that I can be with the tires that I have. And that gives me an idea how to set the second set up. And that gives me an idea how my third set's going to be for that closing run of the race.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Um, as we see Patrick Millett back here, still running tight with that 80 of Cliff Adams. Cliff Adams, he's been hanging out right in the top five for the majority of this race. So he's doing a really phenomenal job, doing everything he can to stay out front, stay out of trouble. So he's doing a really good job in that 80 machine tonight.
Yeah, he started in fifth, and he's been in the top five the majority of the night. I don't think he's really faded out of it. He has yet to stay out very long. He is already chomping at the bit. He is right back up there, running in that third spot. So we'll see how it goes. As Sean Dunaway from 18th to 2nd, and Stephen Luttrell from 7th to 1st. So there's some good movers in there. And Justin Neal is up from 29th to 10th. What a run so far for him.
Yeah, definitely making, a lot of moves out here in that number 79 machine. Just being able to move up through the field, we'll really get a good, decent number once this pit cycle ends, as a lot of these drivers are still staying out compared to when Kinsley Smith in that number 15 came in. So it's definitely going to be very interesting to see how much longer these drivers decide to stay out, as that number 15 of Kinsley Smith is starting to make his way through the top three now.
Yeah, it's seeing Smith work a little bit of the magic there. He's trying to get back on the lead lap, I believe. Let's see here. I don't know if he's a lap down or not. 86. I believe, according to this, he might be to that pit stop. We're still waiting on a couple drivers to come down. Stephen Luttrell, Sean Dunaway, Cliff Adams. Pretty much your front 5 cars have yet to pit this for this cycle. So a few others that mixed and matched in there, like Brandon Biddy, Justin Neal, they have to come down. But just a little idea of what we're looking at here when it comes down to positions and timing with 32 laps to go. Lap 89 of 120 complete here with the Phoenix National Raceway. 3 wide. Thought there'd be contact between the 49 and the 80, but there was not. And they're going to continue to stay green here at Phoenix.
Yeah, definitely close call. I am listening in over radio communications. Someone shouted out that the 55 of Truth Hope, he's just waiting for a caution to come out before he comes down pit road. And Truth Hope came back saying, laughing, saying, yes, he is hoping somebody does crash. So I think we're going to wait to see that 55 to come in very last minute.
Yeah, he may wait till the last minutes. He might be SOL in that case. If he waits too long, he may not get his last wishes, so to speak. It may become his detrimental cause to come to pit road where nobody allows him to do so.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very interesting to see when he will be coming down pit road. As this last time by, Cliff Adams in that number 80 came down pit road. As we see some, these drivers start to really like mind their P's and Q's here. As we see that 0-1 of Sean Dunaway now making his way down to pit road. Oh no.
That didn't sound good. What'd you catch? Caution or crash going to pit road?
No, Sean Dunaway, he came flying down pit road. I'm looking here. Yeah, I'm showing that he's good. He's good. But it was definitely really close for him coming down pit road from getting a speeding penalty there.
I was saying, so I was going to wonder. I didn't see anything pop up on my end. I thought maybe you'd witnessed something that I missed. 93 of 120, 28 laps remain here. Is I just going to get some water. So if you ever have to go anywhere, just give us a heads up that you're going to step away. Go down to the pit shack, grab something from the concession stand, and some wonderful refreshments at Yours Cafe.
Yeah, we're definitely coming down now to the nitty and gritty. Cody Benelli in that number 19 machine, he has taken over that race lead. We are still waiting for him to come down pit road along with Matthew Cornell. Kyle Hess in that number 86, we're still waiting for him to come down. Brandon Biddy in that number 30 machine, still waiting for him to come down. And Kirby Wainscott as well. So those are the final 4 or 5 drivers that we are waiting for them to come down and get 4 fresh tires, and that should get ready to start rounding out our pit cycle as Cody Benelli now comes down into the pits.
Yeah, we'll see if anybody follows him down. Looks like he's being chased down pit road, but Matthew Cornell is going to stay out, and he will inherit the race lead in that number 31 machine. And we'll see if he is able to hang on for a little bit longer here. And this comes down to fuel mileage and fuel windows. They want to try and stretch it out. If I was Matthew Cornell, I think I'd be trying a fuel-only stop. But then again, he only has a 2.6 second gap back to Brandon Biddy. It seems that he may have some fresher tires. Here comes the 31 of Matthew Cornell to pit road. Brandon Biddy will take over the race lead, as well as Kinsley Smith right there behind him. As Smith battling the lap car, the 49 of Robert Richardson.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be really tight here. But Brandon Biddy, he will have to come down pit road still, as we are waiting for him to make that hard left. He's still going to stay out this time by, so he's not ready to give up that second spot just yet.
Yeah, he had the race lead. Kinsley Smith has taken it over. Smith has already pitted this cycle to my knowledge. So we'll see how that plays out. As Brandon Biddy's gonna, I think he was trying to work on cycling down to the inside of the racetrack to prepare to make this pit stop. But Biddy, like you said, not ready to give up that second spot just yet, as he's still out there battling. As Kirby Wainscott now going to take over. Here comes Brandon Biddy to pit road.
Yep, Kensley Smith, your new race leader. He pitted back on lap 76, while a lot of these other drivers pitted back on lap 91 and up. So it's going to be very interesting to see what these guys on older tires can do, as they do have, a pretty decent about 14 lap difference on tires here.
Yeah, it's going to show a little bit here, especially these guys that waited on those fresher tires. Now, they're going to have to play the patience game. They're going to have to wait for these tires to warm up before they can really go all out. As looks like Kirby Wainscott to pit road as well. As Biddy having a long, extensive stop here, must have had some damage. He was down actually like 48 seconds if he's back on the racetrack. I think he's coming off now. So I mean, his pit lane time looks fairly good. His pit stop time was seemed a little extensive. That was just me looking at numbers. Let's see here. I don't see a whole lot of two-tire strategy going on here. Most of the pit stop times are 14, 15-second times. Robert Richardson may be the only one to really try two tires, but he's in that battle right now where I believe he's the first, should have been the first car lap down, but that is not the case. First car lap down right now, maybe, let's see where we're at here. Maybe Ira Kohlhaas at this point.
Yeah, it does look like it might be Ira. Ira came down back on lap 78, and they had a 26-second pit stop. So they didn't have a really good pit stop this last time by, so that's definitely going to hurt that number 29 machine. As Kensley Smith is continuing to drive away with this thing, but Cliff Adams in that number 80 machine, he's closing and starting to close a little quick here.
Yeah, I was watching Kyle Hess and Troy Thomas still in battle back there. Have both passed Robert Richardson in the last few laps. So just the heads up there is Kensley Smith, fastest lap of the race, 27.152 is best lap of this event. He is leading right now in that number 15 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet.
Yeah, really strong run for Kensley Smith. Cliff Adams is now down to just about a second. There's a two lap down car separation between these guys. Sean Dunaway up in that number 3 spot. He's doing pretty good in that Hello Kitty Chevrolet as well. So we coming around this time, take 15 laps to go. So there's still a little bit of racing left to go, but time's starting to tick away now for that number 80 of Cliff Adams.
Yeah, they're going to have to watch here. I was looking at the lap times last time by. Your race leader was slower than both the drivers behind him, and that is the case here. So Kensley Smith trying to save some rubber maybe in this one with 15 laps to go. I hope he didn't burn it up yet, because if he did, he's got company though there, quick, fast, in a hurry. Cliff Adams will be looking for the race lead as Kensley Smith and Cliff Adams both off the outside are taking a little puff of smoke. As you saw the dust cloud form, is now your race leader is under fire. Here's Cliff Adams looking to the inside.
That 13 lap difference in tires is making a huge world of a difference between Adams and Smith right now, as Smith is working on the inside of, Adams is working on the inside of Smith. And here comes Dunaway as well in that 01 Hello Kitty machine. He's going to look to try to go 3 wide as they go head down here into turn number 3 and 4. Dunaway, he will lay back a little bit here, and he will allow a good run out of turn number 4 down into the dog leg. And this is where he's going to try to attack now, as they have company from that number 36 machine of Stephen Luttrell.
Ladies and gentlemen, this race is heating up. Don't go anywhere. 13 laps to go, and we are just getting started. The battle for the lead to the end of this one, and they got to watch these four drivers not to take one another out. There's a lot of very interesting portions of this racetrack. A lot of different sections going to make them or break them as they try to maneuver their way to the race win with 12 laps to go as they work their way about halfway around from the about halfway to the start finish line. They roll now. Cliff Adams with the race lead. It's going to be interesting. Oh man, this lap traffic here is also very big and playing picks on moves with the race lead. Here we go. Sean Dunaway is going to take the lead here, and he's going to do so as Cliff Adams gets hung up behind the lap traffic.
Wide.
Ooh, yeah, three wide, no kidding.
Wide now. Yeah, 3 wide now for your race lead. Cliff Adams took the outside. Sean Dunaway took the inside, and Dunaway will run away with it. But Stephen Luttrell's made an attempt to get around Adams as well, heading into turns 1 and 2 that last time by, unable to make anything of it. But now Adams is now going to turn his attention back over to Sean Dunaway as these guys dive down in turn number 1 again. Your race for the race lead is really heating up as we have 10 laps to go this time.
Yeah, Sean Dunaway is able to step it out. So it's got almost 0.2 of a second lead now. We'll see if he's able to maintain that going forward. Cliff Adams is under fire from Stephen Luttrell as Kinsley Smith continues to fall back the gap here. If he continues to go back, Patrick Millette will take over that 4th spot. But right now, it is all Kinsley Smith in position number 4. Sean Dunaway from 18th to the lead as he continues to push forward here to the 36 of Luttrell, right to the back bump of the 80 of Adams as they roll off the corner down the back straightaway.
Adams is trying to get everything he can out of that number 80 Chevrolet. As they dove down into turn number 1 that last time, he held a little too much momentum, slid up the track, and that opened up the door for Luttrell to get onto the inside. But Luttrell wasn't able to make anything happen out of turn number 2 last time by, as you see that they now run single foul here through turns 1 and 2.
And Dunaway's continuing to step it out here. He has almost a half a second lead, like a half a second lead now over Cliff Adams in the 80, who is under fire from the 36. The 36 still a couple car lengths back now. You're watching some of the drivers at the 88 out there as well. He's a lap down. He is back in the 15th position. It's the Nitrous Cowboy Troy Thomas. So there's a lot of adversity going through the field right now.
Yep, Sean Dunaway in that number 01 Hello Kitty machine. He was out to almost a full second. But with the lap traffic, it slowed him down just a little bit. But now they're just about a half second right behind your race leader. So these guys are definitely trying everything they can. As you see Adams go extremely wide through turns 3 for that time. And I think Adams is trying to push a little too much, and that's just drifting his car up towards that outside wall.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to get every last little bit of chemical compound they can out of these tires. A little bit of camber and a little bit of caster goes a long way, and they're trying to maximize both here at the Phoenix International Raceway from the dog leg all the way to the tops of the corners, around the actual corners of the racetrack, turns 1 and 3. I'm not really count 2, but here's what it is. But they're definitely utilizing every little bit that they can to try to keep these race cars fast, smooth, and rolling along in the fastest line of the racetrack.
Yeah, 4.5 laps are remaining now for your race leader, Sean Dunaway. As Stephen Luttrell, he's kind of settled down back in that 3rd spot. Yeah, I think he's letting his tires cool off just a little bit before he tries to make a run here in the final 4 laps of this race. So don't count Luttrell out yet for that 2nd spot as Adams goes all the way to the wall, and both drivers are now going to yank their cars back down to that yellow line for the exit of turn number 2 to keep that momentum up. And they slowly gained on Dunaway there coming out of turn number 2, but just I don't think they're going to have enough as they come 3 to go this time.
Yeah, just 3 laps remain as Sean Dunaway, Cliff Adams, Stephen Luttrell, Patrick Millette, and Kinsley Smith decide who's going to finish in the top 5. Or does Brandon Honeycutt have what it takes to run down Kinsley Smith and make that move and that pass to take over the 5th spot?
Yeah, at this point in time, your race leader has now pulled out a couple more tenths on your second and third place drivers here, as this battle is getting a little bit closer and closer to going full throttle, as these drivers now have 2 laps to go. Adams in second spot. Latrell looking to the outside. He's going to yank that car down to the inside on the exit, but Adams is going to close off his momentum as they exit turn number 2. Is Latrell going to go to the inside, heading down in turn number 3? This for that second spot. He will clear him in turn 3, and the 80 of Adams might try to do the crossover out of turn 4. Will not do it. White flag this time by for your race leader, Sean Dunaway.
Yeah, Stephen Latrell knows he was running short one time. The hourglass, the sand is running out. Adams going to try to get back at Latrell here. Not going to happen this time around. We'll see if we can get it done before this race comes to the checkered flag as they run down the straightaway, back straightaway now. As the 0-1 of Sean Dunaway rounds turn 3. Off of turn 4, it will be Sean Dunaway at the line, picks up the race win. Stephen Latrell will come home second, Cliff Adams third. Patrick Millette rounds out fourth, and running our top 5, Kinsley Smith, the 15 with a strong return this season.
Kinsley Smith holding on to that 5th spot on those older tires, so it wasn't exactly the day that Smith was hoping for, as he was hoping everybody else would come down about the same time he did, but that was not the case today. But he was able to hold on to that 5th spot, so good run for Kinsley Smith. Patrick Millett, awesome drive, staying coming back home 4th, as you said. And man, just Sean Dunaway in that number 01 machine. What an incredible run for him.
Yes, here's your unofficial results for the Races Elite Network Xfinity iRacing Series here at the Phoenix International Raceway. Instead of the top 5 round out Kinsley Smith. 6th is Brandon Honeycutt. 7th, Brandon Massey. 8th is Cody Benelli. Coming home 9th, Aaron Marquis. Running at your top 10 is Andrew Teft. 11th, Truth Hope. 12th is Lee Campbell. 13th, Dennis Kane. 14th, Troy Thomas. 15th is Kyle Hess. 16th, Joshua Neal. 17th is David Davis. Running out the 18th spot is Matthew Cornell. We're on back to the field now. 19th is Justin Neal. Coming home 20th, Barry Nelson. 21st, Robert Richardson. 22nd is Ivor Kohlhaas. 23rd, Brandon Biddy. 24th, Kirby Wainscott. 25th, David Kimmons. 26th, Brendan Wilcox. 27th is Jonathan Stidham. 28th is Jack Kelly. And our last 2 drivers in the field here, unfortunately, not able to finish today's race. 66 laps down is Curtis Ecker, and running out your field 103 laps down, Timothy Osborne, coming home in the 30th spot on the trailer, as their days did not go as planned, unfortunately. But we'll talk with their top 3 momentarily here in the Races Elite Network post-race show. Let's see. Let's find the 80 of Adams. I don't believe that we're going to find him. Try to give him a minute because you never know when they might just pop in or oh, there is. He's down below. All right, here we go. Alrighty, well, Cliff, welcome to the Races Elite Network broadcast booth. A great run for that number 80 machine. You started 5th and able to come up with a 3rd place finish on the podium and a tough, tight battle with you and Stephen Latrell coming down to the wire.
Yeah, appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. Nice to pull off a podium here early in the season. Yeah, good battle with the top 5 or 6 guys there for the longest time. It was a lot of fun racing with them.
Yeah, it was a great run for the Goldsboro, North Carolina number 80 Chevrolet here today. What was a key takeaway here? To be able to put that car in position to get a podium.
Getting it to be able to turn without getting it too loose, and just surviving the beginning of it, and then getting it to be able to turn without spinning it out.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest things here. You feel most of the drivers were using the right rear, the right rear tire of the car to pivot the car. Do you feel they were using the right front to hold it down?
I saw a couple guys using the right rear a lot. I tried not to as much as I could because I knew it would just slow me down after in a long run. But Yeah, that right front took a beating out here.
Heck yeah, that was a great race. Does anybody like to thank up? You pick up a good third place podium finish here at Phoenix International Raceway.
I'd like to, thank the admins and you guys for putting on the broadcast, Andrew for putting on the league. I'd like to give a shout out to Brandon Massey and his dad for what they're going through. We're all thinking about them. Just a lot of fun racing with the guys.
Heck yeah, best wishes. Mike, you have anything you want to ask Cliff before we send him away to celebrate his podium here tonight?
I do not, but Adams, that number 80 machine was wicked fast today. Really enjoyed watching you climb back up. After I think the furthest back you were was maybe like sixth, maybe seventh. But that was like all during that pit cycle there. But climbing all the way back to third, just an incredible run for you in that number 80 machine. Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it. I lost a couple spots there on the pit road. I guess I was too slow entering my box or exiting my box, but yeah, it was tough getting it back, but I got it back, so it's all good.
All right, congratulations on the third place finish, Cliff, and hopefully we'll see you back here in the Racers Elite Network broadcast booth next week.
Yep, appreciate it. Have a good night.
All righty, Cliff Adams picking up the third place finish here. As we roll along now, we will speak with, let's see, Stephen Luttrell with our second place finisher here tonight. So, Mike, I'll send you down with him now.
All right, Steven, this is Mike and Ron up in the booth. You got a copy? Hey, Steven, this is Mike and Ron up in the booth. You got a copy?
As most, we'll give him a little crap for it and see if he runs back to his desk stars on the headset. He probably had to take one of those. Well, I'm gonna make fun of him for a second. He had to go maybe do the deuce.
Yeah, possibly.
Usually, some headset issues, some mute buttons on microphones usually fixes things, but in this case, I think he stepped away and did the run. So let's see. We'll come back to Steven in a moment.
He's back.
There he is.
He's back.
There we go. I got you. Yeah, my button on my steering wheel just broke.
Oh, no.
Just broke.
Oh no. Well, luckily, Steven, for you, you moved up 5 spots in tonight's race. You had a really good battle there. 10 laps. What made the biggest difference for you to get around Adams in the last couple laps there?
I think it was just that was a battle of tires. I was trying to use up my right rear just enough to get the car to loosen up a bit, and then just let it eat the right front and get off the corner and lean on the right rear and push it out of the corner. But if I could have got around him quicker, I probably had something for Sean. But just a little screw up on pit road, and that's all it takes.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of the drivers seemed like they were having issues getting down on pit road because this pit road is probably one of the most unique pit roads on the circuit. But all around, how was that number 36 Toyota for you today? And it's just how overall was it today?
Uh, qualified, I think 7th. Yeah, and it didn't feel really good right off the get-go, and then we had all those cautions, and I was able to kind of feel out the tires, and I thought about going rights only on the last stop, and I thought there's 30 laps left. There's no way I can do that. So, but no, the car felt good. I like this setup here. I like this track. I like this car. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. And before we send it to you to give your shout outs, Ron, do you got any questions for Steven?
Not really any question was. Everything looked fantastic. Great run for you here to pick up the second spot today. I was just kind of opening up the stats here and looking as it looks to be you're going to take away with the point lead as long as everything stays official.
Hey, that works for me. I'll take a point lead. I like that.
Like, yeah, just checking it out here. So that's a great place to be early in the season. Hopefully, it continues to go that way for you. So, if anybody'd like to thank, help you pick up a runner-up finisher today or tonight at the Phoenix International Race with the open dog leg, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I just got to say, Andrew, for putting this league on, you guys for broadcasting. It's always fun to watch it back. Andrew runs a great league, and if anybody out there is watching, he runs more than just tonight. He runs, I think, 5 nights a week. So, I got to thank my mom, my dad, my wife, my 2 daughters, and my grandson Mason, and the 10th Mountain Division.
Thank you, brother. Congratulations once again on the runner-up finish and the becoming the new points leader going into next week. And we hope to see you back up here soon.
Copy that. Thank you, guys.
All right, Stephen Luttrell picking up the second place finish here tonight. And with that being said, that leaves us with our race winner, our first place finisher tonight, Sean Dunaway. And I'll send him down with you, Mike.
Sean Dunaway, this is Mike Ron up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
Sean, I've told you many times, one of these days I'm finally going to talk to you in victory lane. And tonight was the day you moved up 17 spots to come home with the race lead, or race win, I should say. You kind of had me spooked on that final pit stop. I thought you possibly sped getting in as you kind of got harder on the brakes, jumped sideways just a little bit. But luckily, you did not get that speeding penalty. What's your thoughts from that point on after that pit stall? And did you think that you were actually going to come home with the win with Stephen Luttrell and Cliff Adams behind you?
Yeah, for sure. Rough start to the race. Only qualified P18. That definitely wasn't purposeful. I don't know. Well, I do know where it went wrong. Totally missed turn 3, or at least I just didn't have a great qualifying run there. We had all those early cautions, so it's like, hey, am I gonna get dumped during those cautions? But luckily, with every caution cycle there, we were able to get at least like 1 to 2 positions. Was finally in the top 10. Had a run going where it kind of just felt like that's where I was gonna stay for the rest of the race. I was running P5 to P10 there. As the race went on, like you were saying, like that last pit cycle, yeah, it was a tough call because, some people were coming in early. So it's like, hey, am I going to have a tire disadvantage if I go in too late? What's going to be the situation here? I also knew like, hey, there could be a potential for a caution here. Do I risk it? So I went for the long run, and I did not expect to be that fast at the end there. Steven, I think he pitted just a lap after me, so we had pretty even tires, but I was able to get through the lap traffic a bit better than him at the end there. And yeah, was able to take that win luckily. So I'm really glad we got that long run in the end, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely that number 01 Hello Kitties. Chevrolet definitely was wicked fast today, and you made a comment a couple weeks ago that Hello Kitty has been giving you some really good luck. So I'm gonna hurt you if you change that paint scheme because Hello Kitty has definitely brought you really good luck.
Yeah, I think it's the only paint scheme I've won in, so it's got to stay on the car now.
Yeah, next week we're heading out to Kansas. What's your what's your relationship with Kansas, and how are you gonna be able to pull off back-to-back wins?
Yeah, it's usually pretty good. It's a wider track, therefore we get a bit more laps in without cautions. So as you saw tonight, like, hey, I'm a long run kind of guy. I am expecting that long run again at Kansas, and hopefully, yeah, I can get that dub again next week.
Awesome. And before we do pass it off to you to give out your shout outs, Ron, do you got any questions?
Yeah, you already pretty much answered. You qualify the greatest, but we kind of figured it might be a little purposeful with you, and you stated that it wasn't. We kind of figured somebody, the back of the pack runners in qualifying want to kind of let the drivers kind of get things sorted out before they start mixing their way and mingling through the chaos, so to speak. Getting in front of it, staying ahead is a great strategy, but we all know all fair and well that rubber doesn't stick out for us that well. So,
Yep, and don't mess up turn 3 in your qualifying. Lesson learned there.
yeah, I'm sure you weren't the only one, and everybody will try to make that as a takeaway. But just when you think you got it, iRacing will change it.
Yep, for sure.
Heck yeah, buddy. I'll hand this back over to Mike. We'll to close out the interview, and we'll go into post race credits.
Yeah. So is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to, Sean?
For sure. Yeah, I'd like to thank my wife, my mom and stepdad for always watching, and then my cats for always trying to ruin my race here.
Ladies and gentlemen, driver of that number 01 Hello Kitty Chevrolet, Sean Dunaway. He will come home first tonight here at Phoenix. Next week, we are heading out to Kansas. All right, Ron, what are your final thoughts on today's race?
Well, my final thoughts now is the fact that I know he's not in here now and he's going to watch this back, but Sean Dunaway is about the time he says the cats try to ruin his race, and he's got a few of them at home. Every time something happens, when something goes wrong across the headset of the 01 of Sean Dunaway, I'm sure what you hear is "Hello, Kitty."
Yes.
But the takeaways.
Oh, that's perfect.
Takeaways: don't screw up turn 3 at Phoenix, and the dog leg still comes back to bite you. Great win for the 01. And Stephen Luttrell is now your new point leader, and Sean Dunaway will, I believe, if I remember correctly, took over the second spot in points. So we'll get that updated, and we'll have that live for you when we return at Kansas Speedway next week. Mike, it's been fun once again. Everybody, thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you again here on Racers Elite Network. Have a great week, a safe one, and hope to see you back here next Wednesday night. Hari Sports TV would like to thank all of its supporters. Insurance Centers Incorporated, Genmar Services in Reedsville, West Virginia, Slick Products USA, Jeff Scott and the gang at the Florida Entertainment Group at FEGPC.net, BladeNerd.com, simple web solutions powered by nerds, Jeff Brown at iRacing iFlag, Brayton Dillinger at Throttle Smasher Performance in Dawson, Pennsylvania, Renegade Race Fuels, Premier Racing Setups, TrackCams22.com for asphalt oval and all course style cameras, SimRapMarket.com for dirt oval cameras, Thanks for watching this broadcast. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time on Hari Sports TV.